Hi, my name is Derek Lantosh, and I'm about to try and recreate the Pierre White Salmon Piperade. Alright, so first things first, we need tomatoes, and we have to blanch these tomatoes. And then we'll cut out the core, because the core is wet, and use the outside of it for petals, and we'll slice that and dice it. So we're going to make some incisions here on the back side. Just like that. Pretty simple. All right, so now that we've made our cuts into our tomatoes, we're gonna go ahead and put this into a boil. Put these in here. Now this isn't a rolling boil, but I'm sure it'll do the trick. And you cook that for about 20 to 30 seconds, right? So we're gonna let that go for approximately 20 to 30 seconds. Excellent. And now we take these tomatoes and they should peel freely. Let's find out how well that goes, huh? Oh, wow. Yeah, that worked really nice. Cool stuff. So go ahead and peel your tomatoes. Okay, now that these tomatoes are peeled, I'm gonna go ahead and open them up and slice them into petals here. And we're gonna take out the innards, right? I don't wanna do this the wrong way, but again, this is my first time doing this specifically, so I do not have a complete knack for it, but I do know you slice out the inside and take that out. Right. So you get something kind of like that. This would be like a petal, right, that you can slice. And so just to demonstrate what you're supposed to do with this, is you'll take that and we'll do what's called a julienne. You'll slice it. Like so. Turn it. And dice it. So the next part of the recipe that Pierre White did, he didn't show what he did, but he explained what he did. And he said that he punctured the red peppers and then he fried them. And then when he fried them, he took them out after they blistered and then covered them in a bowl with cellophane wrap. So we're just gonna puncture these red peppers like so. I feel like that's a pretty good puncture, right? And then throw them into some oil to fry them up. When you put this in, probably put it away from you, right? Something like that. Gotta be careful with water content in your food when you put it in oil. Yeah, this one's starting to look pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and take them out. There we go. All right, in the meantime, I'm gonna cut up this onion. All right, now we're gonna get some garlic going here. I'm using 2 cloves of garlic because I love garlic, so I'm a huge fan. All right, so now we go to our peppers. All right, look at how nice those look. You're supposed to peel the skin off, all right? So I'll do my best at doing that. So you're taking the skin, right? And you're gonna keep it. You're also gonna keep the ribs. So we're gonna go ahead and slice the rib. We're gonna take these. We're gonna add them to a little bowl to handle this stuff. And we're gonna end up using this for later. But yeah, this is what you wanna do. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and julienne the peppers. All right, so I got my peppers all done here, right? Nice and julienned. Got all the skin off, all the ribs, all that good stuff. Now, this next portion, sorry, you're supposed to use a blender. I have one, I just can't find it. So I'm gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way with a mortar and pestle. And you're also supposed to use tomato puree. I don't know what the difference between tomato puree and condensed tomato soup is. So I'm just gonna use the condensed tomato soup and go from there. But with your ribs and your skins, the old-fashioned way, you're just gonna have to dice this up as much as possible. Get it as small as possible, okay? Do it again. That's pretty good. Go ahead and add this to the mortar pestle. Okay, good enough. And go ahead and grind. Get it all nice and mushy. And I suppose add the whole can, I imagine. This is already pretty soupy, so I can honestly just get this to a fine mushed point. Get the whole down together. That's good enough. I need a bowl. That'll work. So tomato soup, or condensed soup, and mix it in. There you go. Good enough. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut up my basil now because I don't want to do it during the cook. So I'm gonna take a good amount of basil here. I love basil, it smells so good. That should be good. And then I'm gonna take our basil. Gonna chop it up. We're not gonna cut it too much. Don't want to overdo it. You know, it's a garnish. And it should be about good. All right, it's time to make the piperade. So, got olive oil in a pan, add the onions and the garlic. Okay. And then we're gonna add in a bay leaf. There we are. And add in some thyme. Now, I couldn't find any fresh thyme at either stores I went to, so I'm just gonna use some regular thyme. That'll be fine. That should be good. And we're gonna cook this down a bit. Now that that's getting cooked down, I'm gonna go ahead and add the diced tomatoes. We're gonna get it nice and hot and try to cook these down quick to get rid of the moisture. Good. All right, so now that that's cooked down a bit, I'm gonna add in the peppers and passata. I'm not going to use all of the passata, just about 3/4. Okay. Add in some paprika. Good. And some salt. All right, we'll let that cook down. So this has been cooking for about 10 minutes. It's still pretty liquidy, so we're just gonna keep making progress and cooking it down. You don't want it to be that liquidy. All right, so this is just about where I want it. It's pretty nicely reduced. Still a little wet, so I'm just gonna put it on a little simmer on the other stove top, and then I'm gonna get to cooking my salmon. Just to keep it warm while I cook. Very good. All right, so we got our salmon here, and what we do, at least this is what I do, this is what I do with all my meat, is I'll go ahead and I'll dab off the moisture. That way seasoning sticks better and you can get a decent sear on it. Right. Add salt to this side. I'm just using salt to season. A good amount. All right. Excellent. So we have salted skin side down. Season this side, salt. Excellent. You really want to get that skin nice and crispy on salmon. It tastes delicious. It's like better than bacon. So it's about ready to flip. The skin came off a little bit. Well, I did my best. That one looks pretty nice though. Still tastes good. Once I turn the pan, I'll go ahead and add Piperade to the other pan. Alright, salmon's about done. Go ahead, take our salmon. Add a little bit of olive oil. Add a bit of lemon. Okay. And then top it off with the basil.
They called us back and they said, you know, we found her.
So we went in the house, and it's everything was totally fine.
There we have it, salmon Piperade.